Back in Book 1 of Sailing Adrift, we completely refit our 1972 vintage sailboat in our driveway. And then we splashed it into the Columbia River. And guess what? It floats. So now we're gonna move aboard and live our lives on the water. Last week, we got our roller furler installed and operational.
It's time for the big piece.
We also raised the mizzen mast and kept working on our rigging plan. Despite everything coming together, we ran into a pretty major hiccup.
That everything goes as smooth as possible. We don't run into too many giant hiccups.
Our weather window made an abrupt shift, so we had to push back our departure date, but this might not be the worst thing in the world. We can take this time to keep knocking out our projects and really get our bearings dialed before we launch.
These are the kind of quiet moments that make all this fun stuff worth doing. Not a bad place to be, and I'll tell you, it's more attractive in person than it is on video.
Ready for a late night after hours project?
It's dark out, but I've got many little silly tasks to do, and I've started a list of things I could do at night. And one of those was to configure the external regulator for the alternator. And the one we purchased was a Wakespeed WS500. This thing appears to be pretty awesome. It's way smarter than anything else on the market, and that includes the stuff from Balmar, from what I can tell. Also, it has a specific setting for carbon foam AGM batteries, which are the Fireflies. It literally says Firefly.
Some time ago, we installed 6 of these bad boys in our engine room, and we haven't really touched them since then.
And it is super simple to set up. I hope I'm doing it right, but I'm following the instructions. Everything was wired up, and that was, that's a lot of wiring, so that wasn't the easiest thing. There was a big learning curve. But to set it up, you just have to configure it based on these dip switches, which is the same way I set up my Master Volt shore powered charger, but it didn't have all the cool settings for the different types of batteries, so I had to go in, buy a special piece of hardware for like $250 and custom set all the parameters. This one already has my Fireflies programmed in. So the first two were super simple. Here's your house bank, your main starter battery, or your secondary house battery, or your secondary starter battery. And then the next 3 were the ones that are based on the type of batteries. And mine are on, off, on. So number 3 is on, 4 is off, 5 is on. And that tells it that it is carbon foam AGMs. And then the next 2 are the size of your battery bank. Off, on, which is what we've got here on 6 and 7. And then the last one is a reducer. If you turn this last number 8 on, that just tells your wake speed not to get too crazy because your engine can't handle the full power of your alternator, so it reduces it by 25%. Obviously we've got a big old beefy engine, so we don't have to have that on. But there you have it. That's it. That's all you have to do as far as manual setup. But you can also talk to this thing via network and all sorts of other things. So as far as units on the market being sophisticated and smart and actually charging, not based on some simple algorithm, but actually getting a bunch of feedback from like the voltage and the temperature and what the temperature of the alternator is and all the different factors, this thing seems to do it all. So that's pretty freaking sweet. Very happy with this so far, although I haven't used it yet. So that, I guess, should be suspended until we've used it for a while. But I doubt I'm gonna have any problems because they are very highly rated.
Now we're setting up our communications. Kind of important, as we're total noobs and we'll be floating around in international waters someday.
Welcome to the sexy unboxing of the BIVY stick, shall we? Sleek and tiny, that's what they say. Anyway, this is the BIVY stick from ACR. It works to talk to satellites and let you text and message and do all the things. It works on the Iridium Go Network. It's a relatively newer product. Most people think of Garmin InReach. This thing works like the Garmin InReach, but on the Iridium Go Network, which is very good. I'm gonna get this all set up. Here's all the things it comes with. A Yeti, no, that's mine. Comes with this piece of string, a USB-C to USB connector, a cool carabiner. Is that right, Kelly? That's a carabiner? What do we call this thing? All right, and it attaches on the back with this guy, I think. I figured it out. So the reason why there's two of these things is because this mounts onto any GoPro device, and then the back collar locks it into any orientation you want it to be. It kind of works like a lock nut.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
The BIVY stick connects through your phone, so most of your texting and everything will be done through your telephone. But if you don't have your phone, there are a couple of buttons. There is, of course, the red SOS button. They're seen in red. If you're colorblind, it's on the right. Over here, you have a couple of other buttons too. Your power button and this check mark. This check mark sends a message to whomever you want that basically is predetermined. It could say, yo bro, I'm good, don't worry about us. If something should seem amiss, like your tracking stops or something like that, and you don't have your phone. Otherwise you can just text them, but you can sit there and be like, I'm okay, I'm okay. That way your mommy does not call the Coast Guard. And there's the power button. It feels pretty high quality. I mean, robust, strong. I don't think it would do much to it to chuck it against a wall. I'm not going to do that. Okay, and now we're going to do the configuration part. Okay, there's power, green, signal, red. Activating account. We've done all this. Currently logged in. BIVY stick dashboard. Manage SOS call for help, weather, check-in setup. There we go. Let's do this. So you get in here.
That seems very contradictory, that statement. It doesn't give anyone peace of mind.
But it does, because it's funny. It's like a savvy pirate hits the button. He's like, oh, I'll just tell everybody you're fine. You see?
And you set him up to do so.
I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I guess I did. That's it? That's all you wanted to say?
Maybe add a little emoji.
I don't think you can add emojis.
You can do like the colon parenthesis.
That's a good one. And there you have it. We have a completely set up BIVY stick that we will test the check-in message on in just a little bit. And if it doesn't work, we'll give it out. But let's see what the weather report does. Oh, look at that, Kelly. There's weather. Anyway, something to play with. See anything else to play with, so we're going to call this a success, and so far so good. One last thing before I go, let's check out the message screen. So we're on messages, there's compose. Hey babe, send me a pic of that sweet tush. Boop. And then hold on, I'm going to send you a follow-up. Also, maybe throw in an emoji there and see if it works.
Emoji sent.
Waiting. You got it fast.
Sent it.
I believe you. So, quick update after reading the manual. The BIVY stick will automatically check for received messages for 5 minutes after you send them. Then it has an emergency button right here that you can click on if you really need a response. But Kelly sent those 4 minutes ago and we still have yet to receive them. It says that if the light on the system is on, it is receiving or looking for messages, and if it's off, it's in sleep mode and it checks every 15 minutes. So it's obviously not a quick way to text back and forth between your family and friends, but it does let you send out messages when you're bored to tears, staring at the ocean for days at a time. Pretty cool. I mean, maybe. We haven't received the message back yet. It has the potential.
Status update! We did eventually receive my cell phone's text to the BIVY stick, but it did take a few hours to come through. Same situation with the default message we sent out to our 5 emergency contacts. What's next on the agenda? A while back, and I don't know if we've ever shown this, Chris built a little robot who helps us out in a number of ways. This week, we need to maximize his potential.
Yeah. I just thought I'd show this little nugget. This is a 15-liter stainless steel tank that feeds our robot in the salon. Let's see if this works. Oh, there we have it. Right now what I've put in it as a tester is blackstrap rum. It's pretty good, even neat. That's about it, the only way I drink it. I don't even put ice in this sucker. It's good stuff. It's getting hard to find, but we snagged some bottles. There are 3 in that container right now, and we have some backups. But pretty cool. Just hang out down here and have our robot butler get us fresh drinks. And he's got a little light face, and he charges your cell phone too. He does it all. Cheers. Hi.
Okay, enough drinking on the job. Let's get back to it. Lazy Jack, take 1. You might be asking yourself, what is a Lazy Jack? Well, let me explain. Lazy Jacks are a network of lines that are rigged along each side of the sail, from multiple points on the boom or a stack pack to a point on the mast just above the spreaders, at about 60% of the mast's height. Their purpose is to hold the sail on top of the boom when it's lowered. Hey Chris, what are you up to?
Well, Kelly, I'm working hard right now so that I become a Lazy Jack later. Basically, when you drop the sail, you can just drop it and it kind of like guides it into a wad. When I first put the sail up, before I had the Lazy Jack system installed, obviously, it was kind of hard to get it to like flake nicely. So hopefully this should just make it so you can just drop it. We'll find out shortly.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
So the lines, they protrude out of the sail bag, or they go around the sail bag?
Got me, man. It's not my bag.
Oh.
I'm just install it as the manufacturer recommends. I think they'll probably have a little slit, and we'll like have to run the Lazy Jacks through the little slit. We'll find out.
Lazy Jacks, take 3. This is where I spare you the struggle of witnessing take 2 and what we're calling 2.5.
We're gonna pull these up and drop it and see if everything's smooth. Heave, oh, heave, oh. Okay, here we go, dropping.
Maybe it just needs help. Like you gotta train the fabric.
Well, having the stack pack is gonna be a huge help as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just keeps getting twisted on this. I will say this. It's not perfect yet, but this was way easier putting a sail down, even all that fighting and everything, than when they weren't there at all. It was a pain in the butt. Like trying to like keep it on top of the boom.
Yeah.
It was hard. It would like dump over and just be like billowing out.
Now, what would help this system immensely is a bag at the base of the boom for the sail to fold nicely into. If only we had one of those.
Today I am back at my demo house working on another kit, the sail pack for the mainsail. And it's almost done. I just have to do some fasteners. I was out with Chris this morning on the boat taking some last minute measurements. And so hopefully this will fit like a glove. So this is what I busted out yesterday. This is basically like the sleeping bag for the sail when it comes down off of the mast. It's amazing how many things you need to do a project like this. Not only are the equipment, but also all this materials, things, grommets, zippers, and hardware, and all that good fun stuff. So I'm gonna finish this, and then hopefully I'll be out of this house by the time the weekend's over. And then I have a lee cloth to make, and what else? I'm gonna do another cover for the mizzen sail, and I think that's it. Then I should be out of this house. Which is good, because my time is limited here. They shut the gas off yesterday, and yeah, no more showers.
Kelly's at the Wembley house sewing today, and I am stuck here by myself without a car. Right now it is, like I'm going to tell from the sun, it's 9:50, almost 10 o'clock in the morning. And I've been working on the seat. Let me show you what I mean. This is the starboard seat that will end up back here on top of this.
8 hours later.
There it is. One chair. Let's go see how it sits. This is another one of those situations where when you're building the prototype, you never foresee everything. And one of the things I didn't foresee is this bar right here. Oh, yep. Hit my head on it. That's gonna be annoying. That's gonna be really annoying. It's comfortable though. Looks real good. Kelly's gonna really enjoy this seat because I don't think she'll hit her head.
Meanwhile, back at the demo house, I'm just working away.
So from the measurements we took this morning to figure out where the lock straps go, it says every 18 to 33 inches. And we have a pack of 10 for this kit. So I put it in CAD and we have 8, so with 2 to spare. If we screw some up, the blue lines represent where the lazy jacks are, and the little blue line right here represents a ring at the bottom. So we want to try to avoid those. I've spaced them out mostly 28 inches with a 10-inch one up near the mast because there's a lot of fabric in that area, so I felt like I should probably get an extra one. And we are 7 inches away from the mast to the boom. So we have to have some clearance for that. So I think we got a good game plan here. Well, I'm glad I decided on 8 because I had just enough to make 8 with this webbing material.
Finally, I've returned home after a long day of crafting.
Ready?
What's this here?
This is my sail pack.
Well, let's put it up.
All right. Pack it in, let's go.
Let's pick it up.
Yep.
All right.
I think the best course of action would be to hoist the sail up and then put the pack around it, threading through the lazy jack system, and then put the sail down and pack it in.
Okay.
Okay.
Next step, threading the lazy jacks through the slits in the cover. Last step, adding some PVC piping to stiffen up the opening for the sail to drop.
Dropping the mainsail. And it looks great. Now we have a stack pack.
Give it green.
Well, that's it for this week. Tune in next week for some more refit projects as we impatiently wait for ideal weather conditions for our departure. Hey you! Thanks for watching. If you like what you see and you want to keep following along, become a subscriber. Just hit that subscribe button below. And special thanks to our Patreon crew. We really appreciate your support.
Would you be quiet, please? I'm filming.
Okay.
Jesus, take a hint.
So then the lazy jacks, they protrude out of
my
the...
beard grabbed my mustache. It's making
Oh.
my eyes water.
Chris eats turkey.
Pretty sure, yeah, I'm on the turkey.
Chiquita banana.
Is that the poot?
It's happening right now.
Got it.